Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sara and this is a window to the north. Now, a few weeks ago by now, I made a video about how becoming a digital nomad could possibly help you survive the current financial situation, help you save money, start your own business. I will link it up here and down below as usual. And in that video, I had also talked about Digital Nomad Visa. So today's question is, what is the difference between a tourist visa and a digital nomad visa, and which one should you pick? Over the course of this series, we will, as promised, explore some pros and cons of different digital nomad destinations, and I will probably actually group them by continent. Now, a couple of years ago, actually, it was very common for digital nomads to travel on tourist visas. But lately, since the pandemic, the amount of countries that offer digital nomad visas has risen quite a lot. The reason for this is that because of the pandemic, of course, tourism has basically died completely for a few years there, although it is picking up again. And countries that were particularly dependent on tourism as an income source for their GDP, their gross domestic product, all of a sudden had a huge chunk of their income fall away without being able to replace it. So the idea of a digital nomad visa here for them was to attract people to their country that would help the economy by spending money there without removing jobs from the local job market. So that's basically, from a country's perspective, the reason for offering digital nomad visas. Let's first look at tourist visas. What is a tourist visa? A tourist visa is a visa that allows you to enter a country for the purpose of tourism, of traveling, for somewhere between 30 and 90 days, depending on the country that issues the visa. Now, here it depends on your country of origin and where you want to travel, whether you have to go to an embassy to apply for a visa, or if you could basically just show up at the border. For example, if you hold a passport from Europe and you would like to travel to the US, you do not need to go to the embassy. You basically just fill in the electronic form, the ESTA, and then are allowed to enter the country at the border control. The benefit of entering a country as a tourist is, of course, that it is simple, it is easy. Tourist visa, however, it does not allow you to work since it is for the benefit of tourism. However, like I said before, most digital nomads used to travel on tourist visas, and because technically, if you are working for yourself, by yourself online, it is quite hard for people to prove that you are working. It would be different if you were trying to find employment in that country. If you would like to live a nomadic lifestyle but without being digital to finance your travels, I made a video about that up here and down below, then this would not be possible on a tourist visa. But as a digital nomad, technically you can enter a country for 3 months and it would be hard for people to prove that you have actually been working. So technically the tourist visa is kind of like a no strings attached visa. What I mean with that is you don't have to fill many prerequisites to attain it. Now, a digital nomad visa is a little bit different. A digital nomad visa allows you to enter a country for 1 to 2 years, depending on the country, and has the possibility in most countries to be either extended or maybe even turned into permanent residency. But on the other hand, it does come with prerequisites, like for example that you need to prove your income. You probably will have to prove an address in the country that you would like to stay. There might be different restrictions on which clients you're allowed to take. For example, some countries restrict that you are not allowed to sell your services to companies in their country for the purpose of not taking away jobs or labor from the local market. And some of them do not allow your family to join with you. Others, on the other hand, do. So it kind of depends a bit on which country you choose for your digital nomad visa. Like I said, we will over the course of this series go deeper into which countries offer digital nomad visas and which ones are, for example, more family friendly than others. So stay tuned for that. This is something that interests you and you would like to know more about. I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That way you would be informed every time I upload more videos on this channel in general, but particularly, of course, on this topic. What do I feel are the benefits of a digital nomad visa? I think one of the biggest benefits is that it enables you to travel slower, to move slower. I've said this before, I am an introvert. I love traveling, but I do get overwhelmed by having to change location in quick succession. I like to settle somewhere for a few months minimum and then move on. This kind of gives you a chance to better understand the culture, better really get to know the country and its people. But I feel that it also helps you with avoiding travel fatigue, with keeping up your productivity, because whenever you move countries, you kind of, have to find your way around in the new place again and, procrastinate because there's things that you feel that you have to do real quick in the first few days. And it kind of takes the stress out of this idea of having to constantly figure out where to go next. If you are only on a tourist visa and you move, you know that you have to move every 30 to 90 days, you never settle, you're never in one place. I guess that's the point of a digital lifestyle, but I've that a semi-nomadic lifestyle is less stressful, particularly if you're trying to be productive and working at the same time. A digital nomad visa, or the length of stay that this allows you, might also help you to build a bigger community, to get involved in the community, because of course the longer you stay in one place, the bigger the chance that you have to develop some friendships and connections with other digital nomads. And for example, if you are a family considering digital nomadism, I feel particularly with kids, moving slower, traveling slower is a much more beneficial way. I made a video about traveling with kids in general. I will link it down below. But generally, I think that particularly kids might need some time to acclimate to a new country and a new situation. What are the benefits of a tourist visa? Because that has benefits too, particularly if you are starting on your digital nomad journey, or you want to visit a country that doesn't offer a digital nomad visa. I think a tourist visa or starting on tourist visas is a good option. Number one, because they cost less. Digital nomad visas do typically cost, so you have to pay for them, and oftentimes come with more hassle when it comes to applying for them, either online or an embassy. Like I said, depending on where you come from, on a tourist visa you could just enter the country and go through passport control, and you do not have to prove a regular income on a tourist visa. This is particularly interesting, like I said, if you're starting on your digital nomad journey. Maybe you're in the process of building your digital income right now, like I suggested in the video on how to save money as a digital nomad and how to start a company as a digital nomad, and do not have the client base and the income required to apply or qualify for a digital nomad visa. In that case, a tourist visa is a good option because you do not need to prove any kind of income. Because let's be honest, while it might be really nice to have a digital nomad visa to places like Barbados that allows you to live there for a year, you would have to prove, I think it is $50,000 income every year, which that is something that you first need to be making in your business in order to afford that kind of visa. So I guess the short answer to the question, which one should you pick, is it depends on your circumstances. It depends how long you want to stay. Do you want to travel slow? Do you want to quickly hop from one country to another? And on your level of income, as well as the amount of money that you are willing to pay for visas. So yeah, the answer is it depends, but I hope that this kind of helped you at least to know what you should consider when thinking about which one is the right for you. As always, keep exploring. I hope this was valuable. Leave me a comment on where you're going next or where you want to go next. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you here in the next one. Bye bye.